All right, you guys ready for your next comic?
Yeah.
All right. Put your hands together for Sam Lee, everybody.
And down for the short girl. Let's just get rid of that, shall we? Hi, guys. Hi. I'm Sam Lee, non-Asian. No, my whole life, the name Sam Lee, everyone's pretty much assumed that I would be Asian before meeting me, and they were very quick to let me know this fact. And then they're very quick to let me know just how racist they are. Like freshman year of college, before you get there freshman year, you're pretty much only given your roommate's name and maybe where they're from, and then you're left to your own devices to decide what you think they might be like. So I get there freshman year, our parents leave us to unpack, get to know each other a little bit better, and I'm unpacking and putting up my poster of Ben Affleck from Armageddon, and you guys know that poster. I'm putting up my poster of Ben Affleck, gazing into his eyes, and my roommate's like, Sam, I gotta let you know, I really thought you were gonna be Asian. I'm like, yeah, I know, I get that a lot. She's like, yeah, thank God. Because I thought you'd be so quiet and in the room studying all the time. That would be the worst. Yeah, actually, it's Lee, as in Robert E. Lee, General of the Confederate Army, so thank God you're not black. We were best friends. No, I actually really wish that I was Asian, especially when it comes to dating. I'm sure an actual Asian girl would let me know that it's not that awesome to have a bunch of comic book nerds and hipsters after you all the time, but I don't know, it might be nice to know what that's like for one. Because in New York City, everyone is just like a beautiful combination of a million different races and ethnicities. They're all gorgeous, and as a WAF, I pretty much have nothing to offer. If you go into 31 flavors, no one is buying vanilla. You know what I'm saying, right? I am half German, a quarter British, and a quarter Italian, and you would think maybe the Italian blood would give me something exotic looking, but pretty much all I got from my Italian grandmother was this giant schnoz and a whole lot of body hair, so... Ironically enough, you know who takes care of all that body hair? Asian ladies. Yeah, that's right. I walk in there, I just want to get my eyebrows done, and they're like, how about we take care of that upper lip, chin, why don't we just dunk your whole body in wax and take care of business while we're at it, because good God, what is that? You're a monster. Needless to say, I'm single. I'm single right now, it's cool. I feel like I don't really even have time for dating right now, because like, keeping my DVR clear is like a 100% full-time job. If you guys are anything like me, your DVR is 98% full all of the time, and 88% of those things are shows that you'd be mortified for anyone else to find out are on your DVR. For instance, recently I've come into the habit of recording any romantic comedy on any network, no matter how bad it is, and that is what I spend my weekends doing. That is embarrassing enough as a 31-year-old to admit that I watched romantic comedies by myself all weekend. But what's even more embarrassing is something I realized the other week, and that is I was watching the movie What's Your Number? Starring Anna Faris. Not a good one. And I realized the number of times I've seen the movie What's Your Number is greater than the number of men that I've slept with. Yeah. And then I thought further and I realized the number of times I've watched Sex and the City is more times than I've had sex in this city. And the number of times I've watched She's Just Not That Into You is, no, that's actually less than the number of guys who have not just not been that into me. I don't know how that rolls off the tongue. I'm not that promiscuous, guys. I realized something recently also, and that's like when people talk about girls that do sleep around a lot, they say that they have low self-esteem, and I just don't think that's true. I feel like I don't sleep around a lot because I have low self-esteem. Like, I'm like, why would anyone want to use me for sex? reason. They go and watch, they use me for like a buddy to watch sports games with and drink beer with, and then they go home and have sex with their super hot girlfriend that doesn't have wing sauce all over her face. Oh, that would be funny if it weren't true. I once had a boyfriend, one time I had a boyfriend once in my 31 years, and we broke up, that's fine. I got a dog instead, which is not too dissimilar, it turns out. Both have a lot of shit that you have to deal with. The dog is more literal shit. The boyfriend, that was actually a lot of literal shit too. Pretty sure my ex-boyfriend could have been diagnosed with irritable bowel syndrome. Yeah. It made romantic life pretty interesting because he couldn't be too far from a bathroom at any given time, especially if there was food involved. So if he were to have had a dating profile online, it would have said something like, does not like long walks on the beach, romantic picnics in the park, or long candlelit dinners. The candlelit dinners have nothing to do with the IBS. That's really just because he didn't want to do anything romantic, and it would require listening to me speak for more than 30 seconds at a time. So that's why I can talk openly in public, though, right here tonight about his bowel problems, because it's pretty much guaranteed he would not be here this evening electing to watch me do stand-up comedy for 10 minutes, and especially he would not be paying $10 to do so. So, suckers. I've actually been thinking a lot about my ex-boyfriend lately, and I'm like, I wonder if I'm missing him, or maybe it's just that I've been listening to too much Taylor Swift. That's probably it. I have no shame, guys. I really love Taylor Swift's music. I listen to it all the time. And the one thing I don't get, though, about Taylor Swift is in the tabloids, they're always talking about all these relationships she's in. Like, anytime she's out with a guy for a few times, it's like, it's a boyfriend, it's a relationship, and it's a breakup. Like, if the standard of being in a relationship is going out with someone more than 3 times, the same guy, then, like, I've been in still probably only 3 relationships. That's good for everyone. That's cool. There are a lot of reasons why I'm single, but I blame most of them on my parents. It's easier that way. Now, I do date. I don't want you guys to think that I'm some pathetic human being. I do date sometimes, and I dated someone earlier this year for about a month, and it didn't work out, which is fine. It was probably doomed from the start because it was a long-distance relationship. I live in Brooklyn, and he lived on the Upper West Side. Yeah, that's like way too far on the 2 train for me. It's not working out, but it was good, and then I realized that every now and then I really need to date for these like 1-month periods, because as a single woman living by myself in New York, it's basically a reset button to get back to an acceptable level of human hygiene. I don't date somebody for 6 months. I essentially become a homeless person that just happens to have a roof over my head. Not gonna lie, I may or may not have used a napkin to wipe myself before I came here this evening. Too much information? Probably. Sorry. The other thing is that, I mean, I'm going to admit this to you guys. I'm a future hoarder of America. I am one tragic car wreck away from starring in a TLC special. Do you guys watch that show? Do you guys watch Hoarders? Yeah, it's good shit. It always is the same story. It's like somebody's relatively normal and going about their day-to-day business. They maybe have some OCD tendencies, and then blammo, best friend gets hit by a car. Next thing you know, they're going to bed every night in their dead best friend's clothes in a floor-to-ceiling pile of newspapers and dead cats. My friends and family had better buckle up. Because if I'm having trouble finding a man now, what am I going to do as a hoarder? I think if I end up as a hoarder, if I finally go there, I'm pretty much going to be resigned to dating only people that also star in TLC shows. So, that just happened to match like whatever my freak thing is. Like, your collection obsession is closet organizers from the Container Store? Well, perfect. because I hoard clothing and shoes. Your strange addiction is making piñatas? Well, match made in heaven. I hoard shreds of newspaper and magazines. You're an extreme cheapskate? Have you seen that one? Extreme cheapskate? Well, that's just great, because I've been hoarding scraps of fabric all over the place that you can make reusable toilet paper out of, so thank God we found each other! Yeah, so I do blame being single on my parents mostly. I blame my hoarding tendencies definitely on my parents. My mother for sure is one step away from it. She's probably considered a hoarder. And my dad has some weird collections as well, like cat hair. Yeah. Growing up, we had 2 long-haired cats, and my dad collected their hair in a bag, and then he spun it into yarn on a homemade spindle, and he wove with it. Unique hobby. Now, I want to let you know that recently I got a note from my father, and apparently he's been watching videos of me telling these stories and stand-up comedy online, and he's like, Sam, I'm tickled that you've included me in your stand-up comedy performances, but I think we should clarify a few things, okay? While it is true that I did collect our cat's hair for art projects, may it also state for the record, let's be clear, let's get this all straight, let's state for the record, I collected our dog's hair as well. Okay?